Hi guys. Today I'm going to be talking about life sciences at the University of Toronto. I'm a second year student. I'm doing a major in human biology and a double minor in immunology and art history. And I was accepted to U of T for life sciences. So today I'm just going to kind of go over like my first year in life sciences, my experience, the courses that I took, what I would do differently, is it worth it, and like just I guess like some advice like for first year students if they are thinking about coming to U of T for life sciences. I know that early acceptance already happened and that the next round of university acceptances in Ontario are in March. So I'm making this video now just for any like incoming first year U of T students who are, like debating on what program they want to go into or what university they want to accept, because a lot of the acceptances like already came out, and if they didn't, then they're going to be coming out in the next few months. So like this is the time to make the decision. So that's why I'm making this video now, just for anyone who's thinking about going to U of T or is thinking about life sciences in general. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm at the GO train station actually waiting to go to U of T for my classes, but I always come way too early, and I just thought I would make this video now since I have a lot of time. But yeah, I just went to Tim's. I got an iced coffee with espresso foam, and it's actually really good. Anyway, so I'm just gonna like get right into it. So first I'm going to talk about a little bit how life sciences at U of T works. So when you get accepted, you're admitted to the life sciences stream under the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. And before you start, you obviously have to pick your courses. So the first year courses that you have to take, and the ones that I took, I have to take 2 chemistries, so Chem 135 and Chem 136. You have to take 2 biologies, Bio 120 and Bio 130. You have to take Calculus, which is Math 135. So that's Calculus 1, which I took. And you can also take Calculus 2, which is, I'm pretty sure it's Math 136, but I'm not sure because I didn't take it. And then you can also take a physics course if you want. So those are like the general first year life sciences courses that you definitely should be taking, because those are the prerequisites for your programs that you're going to pick for second year. Yeah, so those are the main courses. I took the 2 chemistries, the 2 biologies, and just the 1 calculus, because those are the prerequisites that I needed for the programs that I wanted to go into in my second year. So I didn't need physics or calculus 2, but you should definitely go on the program list for U of T arts and sciences and look at the programs that you're thinking of taking or that you're interested in, and just see what the prerequisites are, right? Because like, for example, in first year, it's not mandatory for life sciences to take psychology, like the first year psychology class. But if you want to do a psychology major, then you need to take your first year psychology class. Same with any other program. So I had someone on a previous video saying that they were admitted for life sciences and they're coming to U of T in September, and that they want to do like a life sciences major, but they also want to like combine it with a humanities minor or a humanities major. And you can absolutely do that if you're a life sciences student, but you just have to make sure that you're looking at the prerequisites for that program. So although you are in life sciences, that doesn't mean that you can't do another major or minor in a different like area of study. So yeah, that's like the main thing for how life sciences works. You have to take your basic first year courses, and then you also have to pick your program at the end of first year. Some are open and some are limited, so you have to make sure you're looking at that. And also you have to make sure that you're taking your prerequisites for the programs that you're interested in applying for at the end of your first year. So now that I kind of talked about how life sciences works, I'm going to talk more about how it really was. So in my first year, I took all of those first year courses that I told you about. And I'm not going to lie, it was very, very difficult, because university in general is really hard, especially your first year, because it's a huge transition from high school. Like, you're going from 4 courses a semester to 5 courses a semester. You're also learning how to deal with university work because the amount of work is so overwhelming, especially in the first semester of your first year. It's a massive jump in like workload from high school. Like there's assignments and labs and tutorials, multiple lectures. Like in university, there's just so many more things that you have to do other than like homework and lectures and studying. Like there's like the workload is insane, and that's really what I struggled with in my first year. Mostly. Like I had so much work, I didn't even know where to start. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of work that I had. The content itself isn't that bad. It's just the amount of content. It's just, again, like it's really overwhelming that you don't really know where to start. I mean, the content is not like high school content though. Like it's not that hard, but it's also not like high school content. They move at a very, very fast pace. In my first year cell bio class, it's like 1 week of material covered like all of my high school grade 12 biology class. You also have to remember that if you go to any university for life sciences, it's all in and around like the same kind of idea. You're going to have a lot of work. It's going to be a lot different from high school, but you also have to remember that if you're considering U of T for life sciences, that the University of Toronto is like one of the top schools in Canada, and that kind of makes it a little bit harder than some of the other Ontario universities. Another important thing is that it's very competitive, especially in life sciences. It's pretty hard to make friends in first year. So yeah, overall, life sciences in first year was really hard. Like I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it like some other videos do, but it was very really difficult for me and a lot of other people in life sciences at U of T. Your first year courses are so much different from high school, and the workload and the pace is so much more. It's like that at any school for life sciences, but at U of T it might just be a little bit harder because of their reputation for being very competitive. Like I've had TAs in my first year and also now in my second year, like saying that the average for this assignment has to be between 60 and 70. So even if I want to give you a higher mark, I have to make sure that all of the marks combined adds up to the specific average that the professor and the like course coordinator, I guess, sets for that specific assignment. So they definitely curved down 4 marks, and the tests and quizzes are really difficult, especially in first year. This is actually really good. Yeah. So now that I've told you a bit about like my first year and the courses and the workload for life sciences at U of T, I'm going to tell you how it is now, because I feel like it's completely different in your first year versus your second, third, and fourth year. So now I'm in my second year, and at the end of my first year, I chose my specific programs, right? So my life science based ones are human biology and immunology. Those ones were both open courses, so I didn't need to have a specific grade in specific classes. But the ones that are limited, you have to look at the requirements. But now I can definitely say that it's much better. Not only do you get used to the amount of content and the workload and the speed, but you're now also in classes that you have more interest in, right? So in my first year, I had no interest in calculus. It stressed me out. I didn't like it. It was horrible. But now that I'm taking classes that are part of my program, not only are they more interesting to me, but they're much smaller, most of them. Like my biochemistry class last semester had like 1,300 people in it or something. But now I have classes like the smallest one I have is like 300, which still seems big, but it's much smaller than your first year general life sciences classes. Also, I've noticed that the professors are really great. My professors last semester and this semester, a lot of them are in the research stream, so they have their own research, like at Princess Margaret or at other like research towers in Toronto that are basically like on campus hospitals. They're very close. So yeah, the professors are, I find, really great. They're very thorough and they really know like what they're talking about. I know that you can say that about like any university, but I feel like because U of T is so like heavily based on research, and like they're kind of well known for their research programs. A lot of the professors are in research at these like big hospitals and in these big research towers, basically on campus almost. It's a really great experience, not only to be in a class that you're enjoying, but also to have a professor that really makes it a great class and that's very interactive and makes you want to learn about this area of studying. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's definitely better as you go forward. First year is very difficult because you're making that really big transition, but once you get into your second year, not only are your courses more specific to you, they're smaller, and you have great professors. And I really enjoy like going to my classes, but I think that you really just have to push through like your first year at U of T to really enjoy what you're doing as you move forward like in your degree. So the next thing that I'm really going to get into is if life sciences at U of T is worth it, and some advice that I have if you really want to go to U of T for life sciences. So for me, it's definitely worth it. I would 100% advise anyone who wants to come to U of T for life sciences to accept their offer. Like, it is difficult in the beginning, but it's going to be difficult at whatever university you go to. It might be a little bit more difficult at U of T just because of their reputation and the competitive nature of the school, but overall, I think it's totally worth it. Also, I know a lot of people going to life sciences are like pre-med. So if you are like thinking about that route, research is very important. And because you're so close to the hospitals downtown Toronto, you have a lot of opportunity to get research positions and like volunteer positions at hospitals. And there's also so many conferences and events and clubs that are geared towards pre-med and medical school at U of T, like for life sciences students. I get emails constant about research opportunities and sign up for this, sign up for that. There's a lot of clubs, and also, again, a lot of the professors work in research and at the hospitals already. Like, for example, I volunteer at 2 hospitals. One hospital I volunteer in like day surgery with patients, and another hospital I volunteer in a lab with like a physician scientist doing research. I really think that if I didn't go to U of T, I wouldn't have these like opportunities for research and for volunteer work. So I really think that it's definitely worth it to go to U of T for life sciences if you're wanting to go into research or to do like your master's or your PhD, or do like a professional degree like medical school or dental school or veterinary school. I have heard that in your 3rd and 4th year, you get higher marks. Like in first year, the marks were really low. The class averages for my midterms in like my first year classes were like below 50. And it's not just you, it's everybody. So like, I wouldn't feel bad about that if you do go to U of T. However, if you don't want to do that and you're kind of just going to university for life sciences and you're not really sure, I would probably think about it a little bit more, because again, U of T is very competitive and very hard, and like academically very rigorous in the content and the amount of work that you get. And the people around you are all like completely focused on studying. And if you want to like go and party every night, U of T is not the school. You can definitely find parties at U of T because you're in the middle of downtown Toronto. So there are parties, but the people around you probably aren't partying. You have to find a specific group. You have to find people that are like you and want to go partying, if that's what you want to do. So when it comes to advice for first year life sciences, I could say a lot. I have so much to say because I learned a lot last year about like what I would do differently and what I'm glad I did. But I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to try and keep it concise and like highlight the most important points that I think that anyone that goes to U of T should know. So first is that you should take first year seminar courses. I took 3 first year seminar courses. I took a first year seminar course on the Sistine Chapel. I took one on astronomy, and I took one on dark matter and dark energy. These are only for first year students. They're very small classes. Like, all of my classes had between 20 and 30 people. It's kind of like a high school class. It's like 30 people, it's a classroom, and there's like one professor. There's no microphone or recordings, so it's definitely more of like a high school vibe. So that's why I think it's a good idea to take those, because it's like a good transition from high school. Also, in relation to the first year seminar courses and electives, it is not a bird course if you're not interested in the topic. Even bird courses in university are not easy. It's just you have to be interested in the course in order to do well in it, because you're not going to have any motivation to study. Especially at U of T, the bird courses are not like really easy. They are hard and there's a lot of work. Also, the first year seminar classes, I don't know for all of them, but all 3 of the first year seminar classes that I took had no exam. The second thing that I think is really important is to complete all your breadth requirements in your first year. Because once you get into your second, third, and fourth year, a lot of the courses that you need to take are geared towards your major and your minor, and you might not have a lot of room for elective classes. And if they are elective classes, you might want to take courses that interest you, not necessarily part of a certain breadth requirement. So I would definitely get those done in your first year. It's really easy. Also, make sure you're not taking all like asynchronous or online synchronous courses, because although they might be online and asynchronous, sometimes the exams and the tests and the quizzes are harder because you have your notes. So they make it so you don't have a lot of time per question, because they assume that you're looking through your notes. I found, in first year, my classes were online because of COVID, and I found that online courses, especially the exams, are much harder than in-person courses, because not only do you study more because you know you're not going to have your notes, but that you also have a little bit more time and the questions aren't as specific. My last point of advice is to take summer school classes. So I took summer school courses last year, and I'm taking summer school courses this year as well. And also U of T has credit, no credit. So if you think you're going to be doing bad in a course, then you can credit, no credit. I think up to like 4 classes. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's I think all I have for this video. It's like the main take home is that if you want to come to U of T for life sciences, first year is going to be hard wherever you go. It might be a little more difficult at U of T just because of some of the stuff that U of T does. But overall, for me, definitely, I would say it's 100% worth it, because although your GPA might be slightly lower, if you work hard and you get involved with the school, I think anyone would have a really positive experience, especially in life sciences, because there are so many programs and so many great professors, and the campus is really amazing, and also like the opportunities that you would get at U of T. So overall, I think it's definitely worth it. Although it's hard in first year, it gets much better as you go on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got something out of it, because when I got my acceptance for U of T, I was debating between U of T and McMaster Life Sciences. And everyone on YouTube was telling me to go to McMaster for Life Sciences because it's like easier. But I don't think U of T is as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I think it's definitely doable if you put in the work and you work really hard. Yes, first year is really difficult, but it's difficult at any university you go to, especially for a science-based program. So yeah, if you are like grade 12 or anyone, and you got your acceptance for U of T and you're trying to figure out what university you want to go to or what program you want to accept, I think that you shouldn't be scared to go to U of T regardless of what other people tell you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, because when I was in grade 12 and I was looking at YouTube videos, just everyone was telling me, don't go to U of T, don't go to U of T, it's so negative, it's so hard. But I'm here to tell you it's not that bad. Come to U of T for life sciences. It's hard, but it's worth it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I would be happy to answer them in the comments. Bye!